The following production is part of the Play Some Video Games podcast network.
1, 2, 3. Clap.
Shut up and sit down.
Hello, OT family. Welcome to the 21st episode of Podcast OT. I want to say thank you for taking the time to listen to this episode. Tonight's going to be different. It's going to be a different feeling. It's going to be unlike the normal OT, which is fresh off of a week of gaming and life and happening late at night with me and my best co-host in the world, Dev. See, this episode is like a last second shot when you're down one with no timeouts left and 3 seconds on the clock. You see, my co-host Dev, he had some life duties he had to take care of. And because of what the OT stands for, because it's us being about memories and the memories and the relationships that we create, I know that in my heart that my dude had to go take care of his family, and we had a great talk about it. And so instead of me scrambling in the last second to find somebody else, I decided, you know what? It's time for me to take the last second shot. It's time for me to put it on my shoulders and to stop being the Hulk and to let Bruce Banner out. An oxymoron? No. An actual phrase, an actual meaning for me. It's always easy for me just to love on people and to put them first. But for the most part, I play the role of Hulk. Sports, games, competition. I'm very direct, very honest, and transparent. However, today I'm going to take and share some stuff that's a little different. It's still transparent, but it's stuff I'm not always open to sharing. I hope this is a good episode. I hope that you find joy in this. If you don't, I'm really sorry. And I promise we more than likely won't do this again. The OT is responsible for 5 people. What this is and what it's come to be, it's all about what these people have meant for me. 2 of them you know about Dev and Donnie. You've heard me thank them openly. But the other 3 people I don't always talk about, and I wanted to make sure I mention them today. See, 2 are small influences and 1 is a huge one. And so I wanted to take this moment, this opportunity to just talk about how grateful I am. So here it is. The third person of the 5, after Dev and Donnie, who is directly responsible for me taking this chance and doing this thing on the OT and working with PSVG, is Miss Kim Wallace. You see, Kim writes for Game Informer. Now, I've mentioned before what a big fan I am of Kim and how grateful I am for Kim for all she does, but I want to tell you about how I got to know Kim, the writer for Game Informer. It was on a podcast. I was putting desks together for an old school, working in the summer, because I don't like being at home. I like being at work. I love doing things with my hands. And I'm doing this job, and I'm searching for something to listen to. I'd listened to all the music that was on my phone. I wasn't going to pay for Pandora or any of those services. I guess there's a free version now, but it just wasn't for me. And remember, this is 5-6 years ago. And I started searching podcasts. On that fateful day, I found Married to the Games, which another group of people I'm very thankful for. But as I'm listening to this Game Informer podcast, I was ready to turn it off, and then Kim started talking about her favorite hockey team and how much she loved the NHL games and things she was passionate about, that I was like, I'm passionate about that stuff too. So I got on the Game Informer website and I started searching up and reading more of Kim's work, and I realized she is this amazing, talented, awesome writer. And guys at Game Informer, she should be on the podcast way more. She is excellent. I became a fan of Kim Wallace because of her honesty. Because I never once felt like she was trying to make me believe what she believed, and instead was being unbiased and giving me actual factual information that I can look at and determine whether I like it. I've tried JRPGs because of Kim Wallace. I don't enjoy them, but I've tried them. Thank you, Kim, for all you've done. The fourth person on this list is Mr. Jared Petty. Ever since I began my Road Down podcast, I eventually stumbled on Unlocked and Beyond, and I ran into the Reverend Jared Petty. Jared Petty became one of my favorite people at IGN. He was honest. He had some of the same beliefs that I had. But the way people talked about him is often the way that I'm described, as somebody who just openly loving and cares for other people, which is what I've always tried to be. I've always tried to be the best that I could be for my students and for my friends and for my family. And I kept hearing them refer to this guy as a teddy bear, and I'm like, people sometimes say that about me. Not often. Maybe it's the beard and the height that does it. But what I loved about Jared was how open he was with what he was doing, and when he took an opportunity, he started Pockets Full of Soup, I dove right in. See, the OT actually stems from an idea that I got from hearing an Unlocked episode, followed by a Pockets Full of Soup episode. The Unlocked episode was the one where Ryan talked about his late dog. Got me in the feels. And the Pocket Full of Soups was talking about a great memory that somebody had. And I wanted to share memories and get people to know the PSVG staff more, because once you make that connection, I feel like it's easier to be connected to the podcast. And so, Pockets Full of Soup is influential in the way we've done it, but it's also because I kind of wish on the inside that I had the bravery to do what Jared Petty does. Not only does he do Pockets Full of Soup, and he works in one of the best industries in the world, if I was braver, I would write more and share more. If I could be maybe more Hulk in that area of the intellectual side. But I just am so grateful for what he does for his community and for his friends, and I love sitting back and watching and checking out what he's doing on Twitter and Facebook, and just seeing the positivity that he flows out for people, and listening to the shows and the way he loves on people. So that's the fourth person. But the person that I'm the most thankful for, the person who has pushed me to be more Bruce Banner and less Hulk, the one who has actually guided me down so many different facets and roads, is my wife, Miss Lacey. Now, my wife is a special woman, unlike anyone I've ever met in my life. So today, I'm going to tell you guys 3 stories that bring out the Bruce Banner in me, involving my wife. I'm going to tell you about how we met. I'm going to tell you about how I almost ruined it. And I'm going to tell you about me selling my collection. And when I'm done with this, I'm going to wrap the show up by just thanking these people one more time. And hopefully you will have been entertained as I steal that from another show. Sorry, Nathan, it just felt right. It felt right to say that right then and there, buddy. So here we go. How me and Miss Lacey met. College was different for me. I'm 6'6", 6'7", and 350 plus pounds. I'm a defensive tackle on the football team. College was different. I didn't have to experience some of the things other people had to when they didn't know where they fit in or had to go meet friends. The moment I showed up on campus, I had a brotherhood of friends. I remember going to a volleyball game and seeing this girl. Now, guys, at this point in time, I was actually dating a girl on the volleyball team. But I see this girl in the stands, and she is gorgeous. Beautiful brown hair. She's wearing like one of those outfits when I explain this to you, some of you will understand and some of you will not know what I'm saying, so I really hope that I don't drive you off on this. But she's wearing one of those outfits that make you want to look at it. It wasn't that it was revealing. It was like a t-shirt and jeans, but she looked so good in that t-shirt and jeans that to this day, like, when she wears a t-shirt and jeans, I just go, ooh, girl, you look good, mama. But I see this girl across the way and I'm like, man, who is that? My buddy Sneed goes, oh, that's Lacey. And I was like, well, she is fine. My other buddy goes, she's not your type. I was like, what do you mean she's not my type? dude, she's 4.0 student. She's, on worship team. She's traveling. She does this and this. I'm like, well, I know stuff. Yeah. So that was the moment I saw her. But my boy Sneed, see, he heard this conversation and was like, I'm going to trust the big guy. So he introduced us. And this is how I almost ruined it. As this beautiful girl comes up to me and I'm being introduced thinking that I'd already said she was out of my league mentally. I'd already checked out of this and said, no, there is no way in the world that a girl this beautiful is going to like me. When she stuck her hand out, I looked down at it and said, yeah, and walked away. Not a good day for the coach. Not a good day. So now she thinks I'm a giant jerk. First, she has every reason to. I mean, let's be honest. That was not a very good first impression, was it, guys? So a couple weeks go by, and every time I see this girl, I get that, man. Finally, I end up in a class with her. I end up talking to her and asking her questions. I end up seeing her more, and we hang out more. And eventually, we start dating, got married. And that leads me to my last story. Recently, some very big things are happening for the Mahoney family. You see, my wife has this opportunity to be a principal. And so, some things are going to have to change within our living arrangements. Now, I have a collection of collectors, statues from video games and comic books and things that I love. And in going through this process and realizing about us having to downsize a little bit, I took it all in and traded it. And I come home and my wife's like, what are you doing? Why did you do this? And I was like, well, I want to make sure no matter where we end up, no matter how this goes, that we're going to fit. We're going to have enough room. She cries and I hug her. I realize that I'm not always quick with my words. I'm not always Bruce Banner. I'm very Hulk first and react and save the day. I know she had no intention of me getting rid of those things that I care so deeply about, which I do. However, I care more about her. And so in trading those collector's editions and downsizing my lot, I instead was given the opportunity to show her that at the end of the day, she's at the top of my list. And I know that this might not be your normal episode where we talk for an hour. I know this won't be your normal episode where you're going to answer questions. But I know that if she listens to it this week on Tuesday, that she's, one, maybe going to cry again. But two, hopefully going to really see that at the end of the day, I get to do this. Getting to do this podcast, getting to speak to you guys, getting to interact with the community at PSVG and write when I'm not scared to. This is something that I enjoy way more than statues. And for the guys like Chris and Gabe who just got to see the huge collection, and you know what, I'll go ahead and I'll throw up a picture showing you the difference. But at the end of the day, I know that fifth person is the person who's giving me so much and giving me the opportunity to do this. Right now, she's downstairs, feet up, watching, what's the show? The Magnolia one. The Fixer Upper? Is that right? If you're listening and if that's correct, please let me know. She's relaxing and I'm up here letting her know in a way that I didn't know I could how much I appreciate her. Now next week Dev will be back and we'll have a normal show. If you like this show, if you thought that this little snippet, this solo quick thing was worth listening to, hit us up at PSVG or on Twitter for me at Coach Hulk. Don't hit Dev up on this one because technically wasn't here. maybe we should have Dev do a solo one. Ooh, Dev. That's the curveball, Dev. So Dev, when you listen to this, you're going to have to do a quick solo one. But know that I appreciate you, the people who listen. Know that I'm thankful for you. Know that at the end of the day, like, this PSVG OT thing means a lot to me. And I hope that I can strive to give you more, to give you better. So, with that, I'm going to say game over. Have a great week.
Shut up and sit down.